It's important to remember that the property market can be influenced by a wide range of factors, and a variety of factors would need to align for a crash to occur. It's also worth noting that a property crash can have significant impacts on the wider economy and people's lives, so it's important to approach any investment in property with caution and to seek professional advice. One lesser-known factor that contributed to the UK property crash in 2008 was the phenomenon of subprime lending. In the years leading up to the crash, many lenders were offering mortgages to borrowers with poor credit histories or unstable incomes, often with little to no down payment. These loans were bundled together and sold as securities to investors, leading to a boom in the housing market and driving up property prices. However, when the global financial crisis hit in 2008, many of these subprime borrowers began defaulting on their mortgages, leading to a collapse in the value of the mortgage-backed securities and triggering a widespread financial crisis. The UK property market was hit hard, with many homeowners facing negative equity and struggling to keep up with mortgage payments. This phenomenon of subprime lending and its impact on the UK property market is not as widely known or discussed as some of the other factors that contributed to the crash, such as the global financial crisis, but it played an important role in the events of 2008. The UK property crash in 2008 was caused by a combination of factors, some of which include global financial crisis. The global financial crisis, which began in the United States, had a significant impact on the UK economy and property market. The crisis was caused by a combination of factors, including subprime mortgage lending and a lack of regulation in the financial industry. Overinflated property prices. In the years leading up to the crash, property prices in the UK had been rising rapidly. This was due to a combination of factors, including low interest rates, easy credit availability, and a shortage of housing supply. However, these rising prices were unsustainable and led to a property bubble. Easy access to credit. Many people were able to access credit easily, which led to an increase in demand for housing. However, this led to a situation where people were borrowing more than they could afford to pay back. Lack of regulation. There was a lack of regulation in the financial industry, which allowed for risky lending practices and speculative investments. This created a situation where many people were able to obtain mortgages they could not afford. Reduction in confidence. The combination of these factors led to a reduction in confidence in the property market. Many people were unable to secure mortgages, and those who had already taken out mortgages found themselves in negative equity. This reduced demand for property, which led to a further reduction in prices. These factors, combined with a wider global financial crisis, led to the UK property crash in 2008. The UK property market is influenced by a wide range of factors, including supply and demand, economic conditions, government policies, interest rates, and population growth. Historically, the UK property market has experienced periods of boom and bust, with notable crashes occurring in the early 1990s and the late 2000s. It's important to remember that the property market can be influenced by a wide range of factors, and a variety of factors would need to align for a crash to occur. It's also worth noting that a property crash can have significant impacts on the wider economy and people's lives, so it's important to approach any investment in property with caution and to seek professional advice. No one could predict the future, and it is important to note that the housing market is complex and influenced by a variety of factors, including economic conditions, government policies, and market trends. However, some of the potential signs of a UK property crash in 2023 or beyond could include economic downturn. A significant economic downturn, such as a recession or depression, could lead to a decrease in demand for housing and a corresponding drop in prices. Rising interest rates. If interest rates rise significantly, it could make it more difficult for potential buyers to afford a mortgage and could lead to a decrease in demand for housing. Overvaluation of properties. If properties become overvalued due to market speculation or other factors, it could lead to a correction in prices and a subsequent crash. Tighter mortgage regulations. If regulations around mortgages become tighter, It could make it more difficult for potential buyers to obtain a mortgage and could lead to a decrease in demand for housing. Government policy changes in government policies, such as changes to tax laws or regulations around property ownership, could also have an impact on the housing market and lead to a potential crash. It is important to note that these are just potential signs, and the housing market is influenced by many factors that can be difficult to predict. What do you think? Are we going to see a crash in 2023?